starting or are you starting?
Holy shit.
And we're back.
We're back,
Here
baby.
at the Cozy Show. You got your host, Chris Mariscal, as co-host.
Yep. Oh, hi, Brunels.
There it is.
What? Where are we?
In the Cozy Corner. In the Cozy Castle.
Yeah, I don't know.
And Jaimes said he's got something to start with. Go ahead.
Someone almost died coming here.
No, why is this always a fucking story?
Yeah, seriously, either you or
There's
me.
been like 3 different pods like this where you're like, I almost fucking crashed. Yeah,
Yeah, I almost crashed.
Jesus.
So I was leaving here. I'm fucking.
You're looking at the supermoon, weren't you? Tonight's the blue supermoon, by the way.
Yeah, so go check it out.
Wednesday, August 30th.
Yeah. Right now, go outside, check out the moon.
Yeah.
It's like 4 a.m. in some place.
At their office job, looking at their desk.
When they're fucking in corporate America, so they can't go outside.
God, that's the worst. I used to hate fucking working at Kohl's because I'd always be in the back of the store.
Oh, yeah.
No sense of like daylight or time.
Oh, that's awful.
Especially in like the winter where there's not a lot of daylight and you get out. You go in, it's dark. You fucking come out, it's dark sometimes. It's crazy.
Yeah,
Jesus.
our work, we're able, like, I'm outside, inside. One, a lot just for work, but also, like, you know, to go to lunch and breaks. Like, you
Yeah.
have to go outside. And
That's nice.
it's always kind of nice, you know? Like,
Yeah.
you can kind of get a sense of what's going on.
They have like a chair set up out there.
Yeah,
for
they have
you?
like a grass area and like some chairs area, but they don't. I was always like, oh, it'd be so nice to just take off your boots and stretch there. I feel like I'd get judged.
your
you know?
boots. Yeah.
So I was leaving to get here, and of course, as I do, I'm using the GPS, right?
Yeah.
And
Still?
Yeah, I don't
Been
know.
there for like a month now.
I don't know. Well, I just don't know. But
One road.
I took the wrong route.
One road the whole way.
Literally one.
And then yeah.
So I took the wrong route that I usually do. Instead of going through the side fence where you just hit that U-turn on the roundabout,
Yes.
I went to the front fence where it's like a one-way.
Yeah.
So
you went on the other road.
Yeah, so I was
Yeah.
like, fuck, I need the GPS. And the GPS has done this before, and I'm sure it's done this to you before, where it's like, it tells you to U-turn, even though you technically, like, legally can't U-turn. It'll just say U-turn.
Oh, yeah.
And you just have to pay attention, like, oh, okay, right? So, bro, I don't even know what I was doing. I was on my phone, and I was also on the GPS. Like, I could have been in, like, downtown Alabama for all I care. I was just like, 10 minutes away. Like, this is easy.
Post 12-hour
you know?
shift.
So, yeah, post 12-hour shift, delusional, post a
Yeah.
workout for the first time in, like, a
Yeah.
month.
Oh, yeah.
That was it. But I see that I had to U-turn, right? And it's green. So I'm like, all right, bet. And I hit like a really good U-turn. Also, you're the one that taught me how to do a U-turn.
Really?
Well, like, you showed me how to do it better. Because I remember I'd always be scared, and you're like, oh, just try to go wider before you do it, you know? Because I was trying to go so hard.
It, like, so,
and it's just like, it's helped me a lot.
Interesting.
But, so I hit the U-turn. And you kind of do this with, like, every turn or U-turn or anything. You, like, look at your rearview mirror, like, I don't know, like, right away. At least that's me. Like, I just like to see what's happening,
sure.
right?
Good
And
habit to be in.
I look at my rearview mirror, bro, and these cars behind me are going fast.
Oh, shit.
And I was like, holy shit. And I was like, I don't know what's going on, you know? Then it started, like, processing, like, maybe this was a U-turn light or not a U-turn available, or I don't know what the fuck. So I, like, froze. But, like, I just went to the right, and I'm not even out of the way. And then, like, the car, like, goes hella around me fast. And then the truck behind him goes around me fast.
Shit.
And then it was, like, dead. And then I just went back in my
Did
lanes.
they honk at you?
No.
They should have.
They should have,
Holy
bro. They should have
shit.
followed me home and beat me
Was it
to a
like,
pulp.
you know when a car, like, swerves, like, so hard that you can see the fucking car, like, kind of shake in a way that you don't usually see? Was it like that?
It was dark, so I really
Yeah,
couldn't
fuck.
tell. But I know, like, especially the first one was bad. Like, I
Yeah.
was like, oh, my God. I'm an
So
idiot.
are we thinking the light to go straight was green, but the arrow to turn was red? Or is it just an unprotected left turn?
I think it's like because it was a left lane. So I think, you know how they have the special U-turn lights?
Sometimes.
I'm thinking maybe that's that, but then it would only be that. I don't know. Because they wouldn't have do they have like a green that also does a U-turn green?
Sometimes. I've only
I
seen
just
it like
don't
once.
understand
though,
because
and
I had
don't
a
think there's one over
green,
there.
but it was just green. Like, it was just a green circle.
Yeah, and you just didn't really
I'm going to
calculate
take a
for
look
the
at
traffic
it next
coming?
time. Well, I just didn't know that. I thought my green was their red.
Okay, but it wasn't.
No.
It wasn't an arrow, though. It was just a green light? Okay,
That's
yeah.
probably
So
it.
I think you had to wait for them to come.
like,
and then
their green is my green.
You got to wait until it's clear.
Okay.
And you just went
And
for
dude,
it.
I remember I went back in the lane. I just went. I went so slow because I didn't want to catch up
and you
to
already
them.
go pretty slow. So
Yeah, and, yeah, not slow enough, I guess.
Yeah,
But I didn't want to catch up to them.
God
Because
damn.
I didn't want to stop behind him and them
Yeah.
look at me, you know?
Oh my
And
fuck.
I was so scared, especially the truck. I was like,
That's
God
scary.
knows,
And
you know?
it changes your whole mood. Like,
Yeah.
hardcore. You're like,
yeah,
going through something
I remember like still trying to like sing after it. I just couldn't.
Just can't take yourself seriously anymore.
It's
like when you fall and then you fucking you just can't take yourself seriously.
Have you ever?
Speaking of
falls,
I don't know if you guys have
Falls.
gotten a good just look at this. Get a little zoom there. We never started. So we'll stop watching. I just realized.
Damn it.
Anyways,
hold on. Starting it now. Okay.
Anyways, got a little story to tell you guys. So me and Jaime and Lindsay and Taylor, two of our friends, we went to Santa Cruz for Lindsay's birthday this weekend.
Yeah, the big old 24. Damn. So
that'll be me. 2 months.
Huh?
That'll be me in 2 months.
Gosh.
24. That's crazy because you're
bad.
22, and I'm like, you're a fucking child. You fucking filth.
Okay. Wait a minute.
Oh.
Well, by the time you turn 24, I'm gonna be 23, bitch.
True, by like a week.
Yeah.
October 12th. What's mine?
October 26th.
Nice. Did you write that down or just remember it?
No, because you said it recently.
Oh, nice.
Or else I would have not remembered.
Anyways, yeah, we're at the beach. This was on Monday, so it was 2 days ago. It's Wednesday now. We're getting a little boozed up. I've been saying for a while that I'm going to drink on Lindsay's birthday. I haven't drank for like a month and a half, 2 months now. And, I unleashed the beast. I was drinking a lot of Michi.
Which tastes great in that can.
It was pretty good.
Tastes exactly like a
Michi, we got
michelada.
this like Sunny D seltzer drink, which was pretty good.
Yeah, that was really nice.
And then Taylor wanted to get Pink Whitney, which is
probably the worst drink out of the three that we just mentioned.
Oh, yeah.
By far.
By far.
Yeah, the other two was like,
gross.
wow, nice.
I thought I remembered that being good because it's really sweet and stuff. But like when I was drinking, I was like, this is disgusting.
It was really hard.
Really gross.
I remember drinking it before, though, and thinking, like, this goes down easy.
Yeah, because we got the Airbnb, I think, for Noel's birthday, and we had it then.
You know what? It just would seem so good with a slushy, in like a slushy form.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would taste better.
I could see that, yeah.
Anyways,
yeah, I think I was probably like 4 shots deep, 3 to 4. Because we were like, oh, we got to cool the bottle, Who
was saying that?
Everyone.
It was just me.
Oh, okay. Was it?
Yeah. I just kept saying, we got to kill it, bro. It was like halfway, and I was like, we're too in deep. We're too deep
And
in.
I think we did.
And we're back real quick with the one and only sponsor of the video. Just don't skip it real quick. It's our only sponsor here. We got our sponsor, Mosaic Apparel. They are a clothing brand, local, very local. So
very
local that you get free shipping.
You could taste
if you're in the 209 local area of the circumference of Turlock within 25 miles, I think.
Something like that.
Around. And you get free shipping, because I already said that.
Yep.
What do they sell? Shirts, hoodies, hats, leggings, sweats, not leggings. Take that back. Reverse it. And then a bunch of other clothing brands. It's all about like a community, kind of how Mosaic is. A bunch of little pieces, community, a bunch of little people together making such a beautiful thing. If it's your first time ordering, you get an additional 10% off from the additional 10% off that you get from using code COZY. So you get all caps. So you get 20% off if you use all those discount codes and whatnot. And found by our owner, lover, surfer, Thiago Ritchie.
Yeah.
So go check him out. Enjoy the rest of the pod. No more ads. And we're probably talking about Chris's fucking fucked up dive.
All right.
See ya.
Later. Did kill it.
You did.
In fact. And it was pretty goddamn full when we started, wasn't it?
I think it was full.
Yeah, and I was taking some hefty swigs. Yeah. A couple gulps.
Dude, I was getting gulps. I was like, holy shit.
Fuck. And it wasn't hitting me because I think I'd been drinking for like 20 minutes at that point, which for me is a long time for it not to hit me, you know? And then, I took that last swig, and then we finally were like, okay, let's go in the water, right? The water. Great idea. And as soon as we stand up, I'm like, I'm pretty buzzed right now. Like, it hit me all at once right there. We go in the water. We're fucking around. I was doing a killer surf instructor impression.
Yeah, hit me with it.
Cracking up the group. Rule number 1 of surfing: never turn your back in the ocean. Okay, all right.
You sound like Crush.
We're gonna wait for a good set. Okay, I'm gonna watch you. You just lay on the board. I'll get you. And I was doing pretty good.
Instructor, I've done skating before. Do you think it'll be good?
Well, brother, we say all the board sports are like kin to each other, but the waves are an untamed animal, bud. We don't know.
Yeah.
Force to be reckoned with. But I was killing it, right? And then I don't know, we're all fucking around having fun.
Yeah.
I got the bright idea, as I do in the ocean.
As I do.
you know, there was a wave coming in. It kind of crashed on the shore a little bit. I knew at the time, I was like, this is pretty shallow water.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm pretty good at running and diving, but I don't dive down. I dive like almost parallel with the water, and I come in at such an angle, such a calculated angle.
Yeah. You're fucking like a rock
it's
skipping.
like a hot knife through butter, baby. There is no resistance.
Okay, before you took off to do this dive, how high was the water in terms of your legs?
I don't remember.
Below the knee.
Absolutely.
Maybe even
absolutely.
below the fucking...
Ankle deep. I swear to God. But I was running forwards.
Yeah,
like
so it might have got you
I didn't dive from where I was at.
Foot.
I took probably 5 steps.
Yeah.
And the running start, which ultimately was my downfall.
Okay, so explain the situation.
You know, yeah, the way like the water was coming in, and I just really thought I had this calculated out. Like I was like, that's pretty shallow, but I think I got it.
Yeah.
Because I do this a lot, you know. Pretty good diver here.
Yeah, Chris has done a
World
lot
class,
of infamous
you
dives
know,
here.
sometimes with no hands.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I run, I dive like not straight down at all, like very, you know, good angle.
What was intended
for shallow waters. And to my surprise, you know, a millisecond after touching the water, my face is fucking skidding across the ocean floor. And my fucking legs are curled such as a crescent moon towards my backside. Okay? A full-on fucking scorpion.
Oh my God. He did it again, boys. He's done it again.
I did it again.
They keep on a scorpion.
The scorpions, they keep on coming, huh?
Yeah.
They keep on stinging.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so my face grinds through the sand. My scorpion. I come up hoping nobody saw. Every single person in the group watched it.
Real quick on my perspective.
Yes, tell me your perspective, because we really haven't talked about it at all.
It's not much, but I just remember chilling in the water. I'm right here. Chris is kind of like off to my right. Taylor's diagonal from me past Chris.
Yeah, like
so
across.
we're kind of like this, right?
Yeah.
Lindsay's a little bit more off to the side right here. I don't even know what I was doing, but I remember... I remember at one point I just saw you kind of like in my peripheral. It was already like you're already dove in. I didn't even see you dive. I just saw your legs with the water, like the ocean hitting all at the same time, and your legs just flopping so hard, and me and Taylor just look at each other like and then that was it, dude. I was dying because I just knew that was like such a fail because you were so out of the water. Like when you scorpion, it was like only probably your head was in and maybe a little bit of your shoulders. Like it was not a... So then what happened? You come up. Everyone's seen. Everyone's concerned.
I come up and the first thing I hear is just you dying of laughter. And the first thing you said is, "Did you just scorpion?"
I'm such a jerk.
You're such a dick. Once the girls are around, it's fucking, you know, nothing's off limits.
Did you just fucking drown, dude? Did you just hurt yourself? Oh my God, did you just break an arm? Bitches, look, you can't fucking swim.
They're women, okay? And you don't own them.
You're right.
Anyways, yeah, I fucking faceplant. And I didn't think it was that bad. And honestly, I think if I didn't have like a scratch or anything, I would have just shrugged it off and the day would have been fine.
Yeah.
You know? But immediately you guys were like, it was laughter and then it was like, oh shit, you're bleeding. And then I was like, fuck. And then, yeah, it was this one. The worst one is on like the bridge of my nose here, in between my eyebrows. That one's really bad. The forehead one, it looks kind of bad, but it's really not that bad. It's like
surface level.
Pretty light burn. But it's just a little like scabbed up, so it looks like, you know, a little bit. And then on like the left side of my nose, it's also a little bit burnt and scabbed up. But yeah, I wouldn't have thought it was that big of a deal, honestly. But then you guys were like, "Holy shit, you're bleeding," and it was like dripping. And then I like, you know, would touch it and I could see the blood, and I was like, "Oh shit."
I wasn't.
But you guys were like, "It's not bad. It's like it's just a little like
Yeah.
rug burn." And I was like, "Okay, nice." And then
I wasn't super concerned. Because, I mean, I was concerned at first because I saw blood. And I was
Yeah.
like, what the hell's going on? Like,
Oh,
I
shit.
thought you just, you know,
yeah,
scorpion. And then I saw blood. So at first I got scared. But then I realized it was like a rug burn.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, you're good. But it was a little scary. And I know the girls were scared for sure. They're, especially Lynn's.
Yeah.
So I was trying to counter that. Like, it's not that bad. You know, like, because the big thing I think there was the pain. Yeah. Because, like, I think, like, I was like, you're okay. Like, you're obviously not, like, in a deep laceration. Yeah. Maybe a concussion, I guess. Like, not a deep laceration or, like, your eyes or something. So I was like, honestly, if it's not hurting, that's the biggest thing. Like, you're not, like, you know, this is it. Like, this is it. So,
I mean, it hurt, but it was more like stinging. I was
yeah,
like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, that's probably the biggest thing from, like, a scrape is the sting, which I would be like, I want to get out because it hurts. And I'm, like, going to cry.
I was going to stay in, too, but then it was bleeding. And I was like, there. And then Lindsay's like, sharks can smell a drop of blood right away. We got to get out.
Oh, my God.
She was so concerned about the sharks. I was like, okay, let's get out.
Funny to her, and then she I've heard to talk about blood in the water, huh?
The fuck's that supposed to mean?
You get it?
Oh.
Yeah.
That's a low blow.
No, that's normal.
Okay.
Well,
don't you talk about her like that?
Okay.
Just kidding. But yeah. So she like walked me out of the water. I wasn't really tripping, honestly. I was like, whatever. And I think it's because I was drunk too. I was like, whatever, you know.
Yeah, you were like in a weird state where you're just like, you honestly look just like fucking dumbfounded the whole time. You're just like,
I just couldn't believe it happened. Like I was just like, what
you had no reaction the whole time. Like you were like drunk but concussed at the same time.
It was fucked, you guys.
I don't think you said more than 5 words after you did the scorpion. You know?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's mostly you guys talking like, oh no, it's a rug burn. No, it's a cut. Like you guys are just fucking analyzing the whole thing.
Oh my God.
I was just like, okay. Yeah. Okay. Instantly, I remember being concerned that I broke my nose. That's always my concern because I
think I am asked vain right away. Is it crooked?
I said, is it crooked? That's the only thing I care about.
Yeah.
And you guys were like, no, not at all. And I was like, perfect. Which I know my nose is already slightly like to one side.
Yeah, a lot.
And then now, obviously, I'm like hella looking at it. And I think it's the same as it was before. And I think it's a little swollen up here. And I think it might kind of emphasize that just a tiny bit. But yeah, man, we get out of the water. This is where it gets interesting.
Bad.
Yeah, so Lindsay's like, because it kept bleeding. We put my shirt on and it just kept dripping. I think that's how the face stuff is, like when you get cut on your face, because there's just so many like capillaries there and stuff.
Yeah, and the blood cells, they don't end up like attacking.
They keep on it coming.
Yeah, well, they don't keep on it coming. Well, the blood cells do. What makes scabs? Like dying blood cells?
No, it's something in the blood, I think, called fibrinogen. Or fibrin. It's like a special kind of like I think it might be the pieces of like cells that have broken off. I could be wrong on that, but there's something in the blood. It's like a little fiber.
Just stops it.
Yeah. Right. Like slowly as it bleeds, like it gets caught in there and like.
Were you the type to pick on your scabs when you were younger?
Yes. A lot. Okay. Would you? I have scars on my arms from like mosquito bites. That's pretty crazy. Right there I have one.
Jesus, because you pick your mosquito bites?
I would itch them so much that they would scab up and like bleed. And then I would pick the scabs. And then I think just skating too, like I would pick them sometimes, but mostly I would just fall before it was healed and the scab would come off and bleed again. That was like skateboarding. That's all that fucking happened.
I think I would remember the mosquito bites. Every once in a while they would get so bad by like at the end the tip would get a little crusty. You know,
yeah,
kind of like green.
You kind of pull it out. That was so satisfying to me.
Yeah.
Like that little crusty
thing. And then you
thing.
take it off and then it's like a clear little juice comes out.
I would put those in my mouth.
No.
The little crusty things. So like salty. It's good.
It's like eating boogers.
No.
It's the same shit.
It's just fluid from your skin.
What is boogers?
Mucus. From your sinuses. Do you know what sinuses are?
They're holes, right?
So like, it's holes in your skull, basically, like behind
right
your
here,
nose
right?
and mouth.
There's like 6 of them.
But in there's like mucous membranes, and they produce a lot of. It's like a river, like. That's how you get rid of like sickness and germs and dust and shit like that. Because it like flushes it out, basically. It's like an ever-flowing like circuit.
Dude, I feel like we haven't got sick in a long time, by the way.
I actually haven't, which is good for my line of work because I get sick a lot.
Yeah, I think it's been like at least 2 months since we've got sick, which is nice.
That's good. Yeah.
Feels great.
I'm not good.
The winter's coming.
Knock on wood here. Yeah, it's a bad season. But what was I saying? Do you remember?
Got out of the water.
We got out of the water. My nose wasn't broken.
With the boogie board, we carried you.
Yeah, and I had the shirt on my nose trying to stop the bleeding. Wasn't working.
I wonder if anyone else saw.
They kept dripping. I'm sure maybe 1 or 2 people. Yeah. And I feel like we were drunk and being kind of foolish, and so I'm sure people were watching.
I wasn't even caring at the time. I guess I didn't. I wasn't the one that got scorpion.
Yeah,
I remember I was
Must
like,
be nice to be
I wasn't even caring about like anyone else,
Yeah. So the bleeding's not stopping. Lindsay's like, I'm going to go get a Band-Aid from the lifeguard because the lifeguard tower is like, maybe 50 yards from us. And at first I was like, no. And then she was like, no, I think you really should get one. And I was like, okay, fuck it. So she went to the lifeguard tower. And I think I just laid down because I was faded. Like I was really like approaching my peak of drunkenness. And I was just like, fuck, I can't believe that happened. Just embarrassment. The whole 9. And then you come over, Taylor comes over. And then you were like, Chris, the lifeguard's coming. And I was like, no. And then I sit up and look, and she's fucking coming. Like, Lindsay's walking back with the lifeguard, and I was just like, God damn it.
The worst case scenario.
It's like, of course. And then, so she comes over. I'm so embarrassed.
She was so sweet.
She was really nice. So embarrassed. I was being so quiet, too, because I think I was just so ashamed. Like, I was just being so quiet. I was like, I don't even care to make conversation. I'm just
did not at all. I don't think I asked her one question.
No. And then I guess what she told Lindsay, when Lindsay asked her for a Band-Aid, she was like, honestly, I would feel so much better if I went over there and like cleaned it myself and then put the Band-Aid on, because she was like, specifically this beach has so much bacteria in the water. It's like kind of a hazard. We're at the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk beach, by the way, for reference. If you ever scorpion and fuck up your face in the water.
Yeah, go get Band-Aid up.
Yeah. So she comes over, she puts alcohol on it, which stung like a bitch. And she didn't even do the other parts of my face, now that I think about it.
They didn't look noticeable, honestly. I didn't even know that until maybe, the ride?
I was looking at the pictures, and you could see it, but just barely.
Yeah.
Like, barely. So, yeah, she does that, stung so bad. And then
Did you look into her eyes when she was putting on the Band-Aid?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, not even no moment?
I did joke with her once when she started doing the alcohol. I was like, ah! I was like, I'm just kidding. Yeah. But, yeah. How's that for fucking singing? But yeah, she put a little Band-Aid.
Oh, wrong alcohol.
It's gasoline.
It's the bacteria. The bacteria they have stored. Oh, I'm sorry.
It's fucking rattlesnake venom.
It's the jellyfish. Yeah, the jellyfish venom. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Sorry.
She's hella drunk. It just fucked me up.
Yeah. She put on the Band-Aid herself. She's like, this shit's not sticking.
Like, who's concussed here?
Yeah.
But
she guessed it. Oh, you scorpion when you're in the shallow end. You're kind of drinking out after drinking some enchiladas. Yeah, but yeah, happens all the time.
Been there.
She said it though. She's like, honestly, it happens more than you think. I think I said like that you don't.
She did say that. She's
something
like,
about you jumping in the
often.
shallow. I think like I don't know. I guess people don't have depth perception once they hit the water. I don't know how stupid you could be. But good thing it didn't happen. Couldn't be me.
At least I tried cool shit. How about that?
It wasn't cool. You dived. You dived.
At least I could dive.
Not properly. Maybe too properly.
I wish I had a fucking video of you trying to dive. Put it, show you how pathetic it is.
It's so
He
pathetic.
just fucking flops on his
just
face.
Get the ick. Like my body starts off so well, and
he just like crunches, but like not in a cool way. It's just like she just falls like
honestly,
flat.
I'm so happy no girl has ever really seen me dive yet.
I know, you just don't try it. You just jump in.
Yeah,
you got better. I've seen you recently dive, and it's nice.
And
Mammoth, you did it.
I'm getting good at diving at just shallow ends, which has been building up my confidence.
Maybe you should try it in the ocean and see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she comes over. She's putting the fucking shit on me, and then fucking. I thought this was fake. I was like, this is not happening right now. This was so unnecessary. A fucking car, like the lifeguard trucks that you see driving, pulls up. And I was like, oh, he's for sure going to pass us. Like, there's no way. And he fucking stops right next to, like, our fucking place blanket. And he gets out, and he's like, what happened?
Yeah, dude, this guy's, like, the most, like, chillest, surfer, but, like, so mellow kind of person. Like, yeah, the water would do that to you, man.
Literally. He's like, what happened?
Yeah.
And then Taylor was like so happy to tell them every time they asked.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it was so shallow. And he jumped in and he hit his face. I was like, there you go, you know. I never explained it once.
Yeah, he's like,
yeah, that happens pretty often, believe it or not.
He's like, that's good that you got it cleaned up, man. Like, it'll get infected out here at the Santa Cruz waves and shit. So, yeah, most people got egos,
dropped a tab of acid back there, but it's kind of tripped me out. I kind of need to take a step away.
I was actually on my lunch. Honestly, you're kind of lucky I came, and I said, what if he's in danger? But clearly you aren't. So, luckily a lot of people have toxic masculinity, but can just tell by the looks of you. You don't.
You have good energy. I could sense it here.
Yeah. Are you
guys Lokes by chance?
Lokes? Where are you at? Did you guys ride your fucking golf cart here? Oh, you don't have a golf cart? Oh, that's tough.
You guys don't have a razor?
Were you surfing when you fell?
My uncle has 10 acres up in the mountains over there if you guys want to go check it out.
Yeah, we're going to ATV this weekend if you want to come chill. It was like, so what were you guys doing? Were you guys surfboarding? Were you guys wakeboarding? What was it? Were you guys jumping off the yacht or what's going on? You just doing this the whole time?
Every time I do it, I do it.
Yeah. What's going on? Talk to me. What's your name?
Chris. Cool. My name's Shefford.
Chris, that's one with the ocean in Malawi.
Anyways, yeah, it's like that happens pretty often, you know. And then I think somebody might have commented like, "No way, we got the whole fucking platoon out here."
Yeah, the salty platoon.
The salty platoon all pulled up. But he was like, "Yeah, it's a slow day." It was a Monday, so I'm like, "Yeah," and it was pretty empty there too.
It was pretty empty.
But I was like, "No fucking way." And then he asked me, he was like, I don't know what he said, but he said like concussion symptoms. He was like, any like confusion, lightheadedness, this or that or whatever. And at the time, I really did not have any of that. Like I felt pretty like.
But you were drunk, so it's
I
like
was drunk.
That could have confused the
also,
two.
yeah. But at the time, I was like, no, like just drunk. You know, I didn't say that, but I was like just feeling drunk, like and fine.
Which wouldn't have mattered honestly if he said you were drunk. I feel like.
Yeah.
Maybe embarrassment, I guess.
Yeah, I don't think it would have mattered at all. But then after that, like. I think my drunkenness just like I didn't drink anymore, but I kept coming up and I was like, God damn. And then I think definitely some concussionness going on.
You really think
there.
so?
I think so because I felt like pretty shitty, like just out of it and like drowsy, which is like a big symptom of it. The whole ride home, I just felt like shit, like my head, a little bit of like nausea coming and going. I was like, well, you know, and I don't know, just felt like shit, felt out of it, felt like really cloudy. And then like yesterday was pretty bad too. Like I felt, it's hard to like focus. Like I went to the store when we got home to get some Neosporin for my forehead. And I was like trying to read the shit and I was like, dude, I just can't. Like I can't concentrate right now. It was like really hard to concentrate. Kept getting like distracted and just like, ah. And then same yesterday, like I went grocery shopping. And looking at the aisles and shit, I was like, dude, this is hard. Like,
really?
Yeah, I'm kind of scared. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah,
I think I've had a few concussions because when I had my black eye, I think that was like February or March or something like that. It was when we were training jiu-jitsu at Tracy. I got like kneed in the side of the head really hard, like in the temple. Who kneed you? Will.
Okay.
Hard. I was like, fuck. And then I had like a black eye instantly. And I remember being like really drowsy, like right away. Like the drive home, I was like, fuck. Like I'm just like sleepy and like feel gross, you know? And this is like a similar feeling. Yeah, I'm like, fuck, it's kind of scary. I just get scared because I'm like, I know how bad it is to like get concussions and like rattle your brain like that.
Yeah.
I'm just like, fuck. And I'm like,
it's like your brain hitting the skull, correct?
Yeah. And I'm like, I don't know. At the time, I didn't even think about it. And I don't remember being like, oh, I hit my head so hard. It was more just like my face and like the scorpion, you know? Like, I don't remember being like, oh, boom. like impact.
Yeah.
But I'm sure it probably did.
You did stop.
To an extent, you know?
You did stop and your body kept going.
So.
It's crazy because
the thing that hurts the most.
Your pride?
Is my lower back.
Oh.
from the scorpion.
No way.
It fucking hurts, bro. Really? And like instantly. Like once I was getting out of the water, I was like, oh my God. Like my fucking L1 through whatever is pretty.
My back. Oh, my back.
Pretty fucked from the scorpion itch. And still, it's still sore. And like I keep popping it. My neck was a little sore, but not as sore as my low back.
That's tough, man.
Yeah.
Well, one thing real quick. It's crazy that I never think about concussions. I don't even think for me. Like, I've never looked and been like, I have a concussion. And I'm pretty sure, I feel like you have to have one, especially in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Remember there was one time. A lot of
knees to the head.
And I still don't even think I thought it was a concussion. Maybe like jokingly. I just never take it serious. I'm never like, I'm just always like, oh, I got a concussion.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember one time I fell or got swept backwards so hard that I hit the back of my head and my like
vision.
Like it went black for like a second. It was like, like just super hard. And I was like, holy shit, I need a break, you know? And then I think I kept rolling after like 30 seconds. I was like, all right, I'm good. But like, damn. You know?
The occipital lobe is in the back of the head.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the lobe of the brain that's responsible for like vision and like processing
so
what your eyes sense. So that's why. Like if you get hit in the back of the head and you'll see stars or like.
Ready? Watch this. Frontal.
Uh-huh.
Parietal.
Uh-huh.
Occipital.
Uh-huh.
Temporal.
Yeah.
That's it?
That's it.
Oh, let's go, baby. Come on.
And for me, like, you know, from a psychology standpoint, I'm thinking it had to be the frontal lobe for me, which is in the front, if you could guess that.
That's your actions, man.
And that's thinking, that's planning, that's focus, you know, all your cognition, everything that makes you conscious. That's what the frontal lobe is. And I'm like, I could definitely feel.
Whenever you hit your head hard enough, it'd become like have a feet fetish or something like that, you know? I wonder if that's like ever
There's
happened.
some crazy shit, man. Like when you learn about head trauma and stuff and brain damage, it's like, it's so interesting. Like the whole movie Memento is from like a car crash where I forget exactly the part that was like messed up, but we learned about it in my class and we had to watch the video in my neuroscience class. It was so interesting.
I think I used to remember saying like, hearing like, oh, like, you know, person gets in car accident, wakes up like with a new language or forgetting the language, which probably the forgetting is more common.
I heard of this one. It was actually in a comedy special by Tom Segura, I think. This lady, she got brain damage somehow, and I guess this is an actual condition. If a certain part gets like messed up in your brain, you'll speak in an accent, like a different accent. Ooh. And her accent was a Chinese accent.
No, and she was white?
Yeah.
Oh.
Or like Australian or something. It was like, God, that's so fucked.
That is crazy.
Everybody's probably like, what the fuck, you know?
One, it's just the L, because one, now people think like you speak Chinese.
Yeah.
You don't. It's an L, you know?
Yeah.
Two, it's going to be
Everybody thinks you're racist.
Yeah.
And insensitive.
Like, oh, you don't know Chinese? Yeah. Why are you doing
Not
this?
Not a good look
and
at all.
Three, it's like, I guess it's going to be harder to understand now, too, you know?
Part of me is thinking, like, should I go to the doctor? Because I never go to the doctor for shit that, like,
matters.
It's always the shit that's kind of, like, on the border where it's, like, I don't think there's anything they could really do, but it'll give me peace of mind, you know?
Yeah,
like, with my toe, it's like, I don't think they would have done anything about my toe. You think?
They should have put it in a metal brace.
It's still fatter than the other one and, like, so curved.
Way curved.
I don't think they would have done anything at all. Maybe just a brace or like.
Did you ever talk to him about it after?
No.
Well, you should when you get this concussion check. You should. I mean, why not?
I'm just like, I feel like I should go just for the peace of mind.
You're not gonna get fucking charged.
And I'm just thinking, like, why the fuck? It's always the shit that you should do that you put off because you're like, it's me, like I'm fine. Like the therapy thing. Like I put it off for like 2 years. Yeah. You know, it's like that's so important. Like, why are we putting that off?
And then you
the same shit.
Like
do
something else.
This is my brain. You know.
Yeah, brain.
So
like it could be bleeding.
I'm kind of thinking maybe I should. But I don't know. Like again, I don't think he's gonna do anything. But I feel like he'll probably just be like, you know, these might be the symptoms you have.
Watch
thing out for this.
It'll probably be like you'll probably need an MRI to get even more peace of mind.
You think? See, that's what I don't.
Because they're just gonna be like,
I just get so intimidated by all this shit.
But
you know?
What if it was like gonna show you something in your brain, like that you have like a smaller frontal lobe than normal, and that's why you fucking make irrational decisions? Like, wait,
that's great. Let me mark that one up.
Oh, we said that on the pod.
That's true.
Okay, I'll take it out.
Yeah, man, I don't know. I might do it. Just, I don't know. I've been a little worried about it.
Yeah,
go figure.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, like I said, you're not gonna get charged.
I think I will. Okay, because when I went for my fucking shingles, when I had shingles, like whatever 3 months ago, I got a bill like I don't know a few weeks ago, only like $100 and something, but still like god damn, you know. I thought because I never pay ever when I go to the doctor, ever.
That was a sight, huh?
And now I fucking got a bill. I still haven't paid it. I'm like, this has to be wrong.
Chris, pay the shit.
I think before they've sent me a bill. And then I think I told my mom, and I was like, and she's like, that's not right. And then she was like, just wait. And then my insurance like ended up paying for it. Like they reimbursed me.
It's been fucking like 2 months.
It's true, but I just got this bill like a few weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna ask my mom.
Yeah.
At 23 years old.
And she's like, okay, just wait. You're like, all right.
But yeah, it's just so embarrassing to tell my doctor that too. Like, god damn it,
bro. He's known you
a man that I respect. You know, he respects me.
He saw you get the shingles at the ripe age of 23. I'm sure he knows you're down bad. You know, he's like, I'm surprised you're still kicking. You know.
Another thing that I think is really bad is, I think like one of the worst things you can do with a concussion is drink alcohol. And fucking there I was getting a concussion at the height of my drunkenness.
Yeah. What if you have CZE?
I don't know, man.
What if you're different?
Fuck you.
Oh, you look pretty the same. Whoa. That was kind of aggressive. Like, are you feeling like less, aggravated easily, short-tempered?
I have been feeling really anxious. Like, kind of randomly, too. Like
Yeah.
I was at a work meeting earlier, and we were like sitting in a circle, like talking about shit, work related. And, like all of a sudden, I was like, I feel so anxious right now. Like just a huge wave of anxiety. And I was
We
like,
texted each other recently too, saying we both felt like really off that one day.
No, I think it was like last Saturday or something. But you were like, I've been anxious all day.
Was it last Saturday?
Yeah, because we got to get together to like do the merch.
I thought it was. Oh, I thought it was
And
when
I
we came
think-
back from the trip.
I
No, I thought it was Tuesday.
Huh.
Okay, maybe you're right. I remember one day I was just like feeling super
Who has
anxious.
a concussion here? I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
seriously.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm just like hoping it fades. But
Okay. I almost played copyright music there.
But yeah, man, that's that.
That's the lesson: is don't dive in the shallow.
We'll never
I
do
was
that again.
wondering, because I had to go to sleep. You know what I was gonna say?
It's funny because I posted a story on the Cozy Show Instagram account, and my sister saw it. My sister told my mom, and my mom texted me, and she was like, "What happened?" And then I was like, "Oh, like I dove in some shallow water and hit my face," and she was like, "Off a cliff?" She's like, "Off a cliff?" She was like, "You could have been paralyzed," which I'm like, honestly, I think this could have been a little worse than it was. Like, I probably could have fucked up my neck or something, or like,
Yeah, you really just got a
broke
scar
it or
and
something,
possible
you know?
internal bleeding.
it's great.
Possible.
This is true. Maybe some brain hemorrhaging.
Yeah. Maybe your cytoplasm is less plasma.
I was like, no, like it was probably the minorest dive I could have done.
Yeah, did you tell her it was from zero elevation
like,
to zero elevation?
I described it so I was like, no, I ran and it just kind of flopped into the water.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
What'd she say? She's like, Chris.
She just said, okay, let me read it. Let me read it word for word.
Yeah.
I was getting so descriptive because I was just like, I just don't want you to worry. Like, I'm not trying to be like proving you wrong. Okay. She said, what happened? Your sister showed me your face. I said, I dove into the water at the ocean and hit the bottom with my face. She said, off a cliff? You could have been paralyzed. 2 exclamation marks. When did that happen? And I put, no. Not off a cliff. Just literally on the beach. I didn't dive straight down. I dove almost parallel with the water. Still could have been bad, but not as crazy as you're thinking. Not trying to downplay it, just trying to give you an idea. And I said, my head has been hurting a bit. I feel like I have a little concussion. She said, not good.
Once you realize it wasn't all right, good. Yeah, right. What the hell?
Just fucking doesn't care.
She's like, all right, you're good.
I'm like, okay. So, yeah, man. But
You're
the
saying-
sleep thing, I think you were going to say.
No, what you're saying, yeah, that was it.
I remember when I got my black eye from jiu-jitsu that one time, because it was like pretty late at night because it was like an evening open mat. And I was like, fuck, great. Like, it's Sunday night. I have to work tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I was like, I looked it up, like the sleeping thing, because you always hear you're not supposed to sleep with a concussion. And it said it's fine to sleep with a concussion, but the only danger is that if you have a seizure in your sleep, there's
no
you're
wood
asleep,
spoon in your mouth.
know? Is that what they do?
I don't know. I just know. I think I saw that from the
Put
cuckoo's
something,
nest.
right?
No, the cuckoo's nest. I think they put like a spoon
I
in his
haven't
mouth and
watched
they're
it,
having
but-
okay. Once flew over.
I think
the
that is
cuckoo's nest.
dangerous because you could bite your tongue or something like that, or like bite your cheek, like fuck
But
up
then
your
I'm
mouth.
like, aren't you already bleeding?
Depends.
It's
I hope
so
I never
hard, you know.
fucking experience that
Yeah,
ever.
'cause you're like,
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't know. I know a few people
So-
who have seizures actually too.
Yeah, man, I don't know, but
Good to have them on the pod.
you tore your superior labial frenulum. You want to talk about that?
Not really, but
Okay.
it was painful. Yeah, I ripped it, and I was like, well, damn, and it became a canker sore.
For those who don't know what that is, if you like pull up your lip, your upper lip, it's the small. Can you see it?
Oh, stop.
It's the small like flap of skin in the middle that like connects them.
Yeah.
I think it's called like because you can get that pierced, which some people do. I think it's called a smiley. I remember my sister did that at home by herself.
What the fuck?
And I watched it as a kid, and it fucking was so disgusting. It was gnarly because it's such a thin flap of skin. Like, oh my god,
Was it painful,
so
or she was
gross.
just like, eh.
I just remembering it. It was just like a sewing needle. She's just like, oh my god.
like, it
And I remember it
just
was blood, and she was like, fuck. So
It's
gnarly.
like, fuck, I missed. It like goes from the this to
God. But you tore that in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
And how's that been?
I mean, it's healed now, which is great.
When you did it, did you feel like?
Nah, I
feel it
remember.
tear?
I remember like just feeling like, oh, tight, and that was it. Like,
And that
because
was
I was
it.
escaping a submission, guys, and it was like his legs were wrapped around my face. Pause. And then I like squeezed out, so my skin and my face was still on his legs, and it like just went like, right. Kind of a great visual.
Uh-huh.
And I remember not feeling anything until the next day, and I was like, ooh, this is like sore.
Yeah.
You know?
Did you
And
touch it
then-
with your tongue and like right away?
I don't think so, but I remember I think I just looked. And I was like, well,
Damn.
ripped
Is
or
it healed
something.
now?
I don't know.
Oh my god. It still is canker sore. It looks healed, I think.
But the skin that's attached, it doesn't reattach.
I don't think it attached that far though, because that's so deep down. I don't know though.
Anyways, I want to say something else.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to do this new schedule for now, guys, where it's like 12-hour shifts, like going at 6 a.m., which is 4 hours earlier than normal. So last night I was trying to sleep. I was having like a rough time, and I wanted to ask you, what is your, because I mean, I have a couple, and I'll get to that. But what is your like go-to or consistent thoughts before sleep? Like, do you have a consistent like story, thought process, idea, mood?
I usually jerk off. Yeah. Then after that, I try to I just try to get myself to relax and not think about like real world shit. Yeah. Because I feel like the worst thing I can do is just think about all the shit I need to do the next day or like that I didn't do today and all that. So I usually just try to like kind of create like a really calming like visual in my head. So I'll like envision myself as like not even like me or like any kind of animal or being, but I just envision like myself like flying over like nature. Ooh. Like over like waterfalls or like over trees and mountains and stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy shit,
like just nice. The view of that. Like, you know, the soaring over California ride?
Yeah.
Kind of like that. And I just
I don't know that right, actually. I don't know if I said that so well.
But I just envisioned that. And I don't know. I try to just let my mind like wander. But not like I try to let it like if it starts going to like serious shit, I try to like reroute it to like very playful like
you're
let me just imagine swimming or something or like, you know,
do you ever
just
have
something
like
beautiful.
Do you have a consistent dark one at least?
Dark
something that like comes up again?
Like that I don't want to? Probably just shit that I'm not doing for the pod, honestly.
Yeah, that's big.
Or like stuff I've been putting off, the therapy thing, just stressing about work, you know.
Now over.
Yeah. I want to talk about that a little bit too.
You're not depressed anymore.
Yeah, it's fixed.
You're not anxious. Your hair's growing back.
What about you? What do you think about?
So, bro, this is what I was thinking. This is so different than why.
Was it hard to fall asleep knowing you worked at like 6 a.m.?
Not as much as I think, but tonight it's going to be bad. Because you ever get that, like, you know, you're going to sleep. Because I think that day,
don't overthink it.
I slept so well throughout the day. I slept in. But today I'm, like, so tired. And I know I'm still going to get, like, maybe, like, 6 hours of sleep. You know?
Yeah.
And that's when you get, like, super anxious and weak. Like, you get, like, shaky because you're like, oh, my God, I'm going to wake up in 5 hours, you know?
I've been better about that recently because I used to just dwell on it and be like, fuck, I'm only getting, like, 5.5 hours, you know, or, like, 6, whatever. But lately, I'm just like, I'm going to sleep so good for those 5 hours, though, you know? And then that's been getting me, because, usually I'd stress on it and not be able to fall asleep. But, yeah, I'm like, okay, I'm going to knock out so hard. And then I do, and it's good.
I sleep so well. Then you just wake up so, like, wow, you know? But awful.
Dude, I haven't experienced, like, a full night's sleep in so long.
Chris, you got to get help.
It's bad. But, like, I won't say why, but, you know.
It's because other things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've just been, you know.
Up late.
And
up early.
And it's like I've forgotten what it feels like, which is crazy.
Well,
like I was thinking that at work today, I was like, I can't even remember what it feels like to be like, like on the way to work, just so calm because I feel good. I'm always on the way to work like, I'll get through this. It's gonna go by. It's gonna go by fast, and I'll nap as soon as I get home. Like, God, that's so bad.
Dude, today I felt like that, man. And careful with your spikes a little bit.
Okay.
And I forgot what it feels like because I always get like 8 hours of sleep, 9 hours of sleep. My schedule's been blessed.
Yeah, because you work at 10.
Yeah,
bro,
I would wake up at like 9:30 now and go to sleep at maybe like 1. You know, latest. Yeah. So I'm like, bro, I'm chilling, dude. I was like so foggy, and I was showering before I got here, bro. And I was like, I know this is gonna be so bad for my mental health, dude. I'm like, I'm already like manic, you know, like I'm already in my car, like fake crying because I'm so sad. I'm like, God,
it's bad.
And I'm just like so loose and like so like my head is just constant. Like I could feel my head constantly. It's gonna be bad. Anyways, I'll update that as it goes, because who knows? Maybe they'll change me back to 8 to 6.
Yeah.
I was saying, so last night I was trying to sleep and I was like, dude, I just realized, like, I had not like an epiphany, but I was like, I realized the same thoughts I have at night, and they're awful. One, the jerking off thing. Of course, after I nut, I'm like, God, I should like dwell on it. Yeah, like that's easy.
Why do you dwell on it?
I don't know. I just feel like I shouldn't jerk off.
It's normal. It's healthy,
but it's like,
you know, there's no guilt. What are you, Christian?
Yeah, that's right.
You're going by traditional American Protestant values.
I know, it's just like porn and stuff. You know, it's like nothing crazy. And then I think it's like my previous issues with sex sometimes, like as I thought,
getting an erection.
It was the result of that.
Yeah.
Lately,
Do you think it's not been a problem?
No,
that's good.
But
even if you jerk off before,
yeah. But still, like I don't know. I just feel like it's just once you get that like mental change where it's like you look at it in a bad way, it can't unflip. Like it just kind of builds up to like being a failure.
Yeah.
So that's a big one. But I have two. I was realizing I have two reoccurring, and this is before I go to sleep. Like I put myself there to go to sleep. One is if I die. I always do that. I don't know why. I always
like if you don't wake up.
No. Like I'm like I just like this is how I go to sleep. Like I put myself in this. I'm like, and I just start imagining like I die in a car accident, and then like what happens? Like how do people react?
Do you ever
what's going on?
Jump like thinking about the impact, like when you twitch, falling asleep, kinda. Does that happen to you?
No.
Oh, because you're awake.
Yeah, like I'm trying to put myself to sleep. Like
yeah,
so I don't know. Like that's like not a peaceful thought, but it was a peaceful thought.
Yeah. And
that's kind of my epiphany is like this shouldn't be a thought that you're having. But I always imagine myself like dying, and then just like how my funeral is gonna be, how people are gonna react. Did I leave a note? Like did I leave like videos? I think about that a lot in
high school, and I remember like. I think we talked about this once too.
You wanted to die to see to get the clout. You fuck. And this is kind of like
fuck you. We related on it. We both agreed. Bitch. I remember we were like, holy shit, you think that way too?
Yeah, bro. I'd always be like, dude, honestly, I hope maybe not hope, but I'm like, if my family dies, it'd be sad, but it'd be such a story, like for people, like
for people that feel bad for you.
I'm the only survivor. I would think that somehow my half sisters, my half brothers, my sisters, my brothers, my dad, my mom, all these people were never in the same room together. I'm like, what if they just took like one bus ride together and I just missed it and they all just died, so I have nothing. And I'm just like that would be such a story to my life, I would think about that too. Like not even your dog survives. You're like, fuck, it's just me in this world. And then somehow like you get all their savings too.
You wanted people to feel bad for you, don't lie. Yeah. You wanted the pity.
It's like,
and the attention.
Like, on their first date, my whole
you wanted the sob story.
My whole family's dead, man.
Yeah, anyways.
So this is kind of a mix of that, but not really. It's more of like I would say everything I want to say because I'm dead.
Okay.
Like before I die.
Oh wow, this is getting fucking dark.
That's what I'm saying, And basically, yeah, that was one that I do all the time before I go to sleep. I don't know why. I always I put myself in like, okay, I'm gonna die. Like I'm just gonna put usually it's a car accident. I don't know why. That's just such
every night.
Yes, that's what I'm like, dude.
That's an interesting routine.
I never go to sleep to like something nice like that, and I'll get to that because I tried.
Mm-hmm.
Then second one starts off great. I start thinking, okay, superpowers. Beautiful, right? Like I have superpowers and I'm like super strong. I'm basically invincible, Omni-Man. But then it gets like too like realistic where at like this, like I don't like but like in superhero movies they're like superheroes are like superheroes in the movies, right?
Yeah.
Like they're doing good, but it's like a very big cycle, and surface level. Like they're only saving like Gotham City, Yeah. But I'd be like, dude, I'm like have the power of the world. So like I really get in depth of like what countries would I go to first? What's like my
holy shit?
Like, what's my
whole
rules?
Manifesto?
What's like my establishment? Like,
fuck.
What am I doing? Am I allowed to kill? Who am I allowed to kill? What rules can I go by? Like, am I part of the government? Am I not? What's my layer? Like, who do I include in my team? Bro, like, I get deep, and I do this every night, so it gets built
up. What the fuck? Bro, you're going to be so ready when that fucking radioactive spider gets you. Yeah. Holy shit.
I'm like, yes, I know.
Chris, we need to fucking get $10,000 liquid cash, okay? I need to rent a car from the fucking Enterprise, all right? Has to be a van, can't be a sedan. Chris, I'll tell you later, there's no time.
I know 3 isolated locations that's in the middle of each independent powerhouse country. And we could get everywhere in 2 hours with my flight.
I'm going to send in invisible ink. It's urine. You have to get a special UV light. You could pick them up at Target, $19.95. Okay? It's going to have specific coordinates. In those coordinates, listen to me. Hear me out. I know. Okay? No time.
Yeah.
You're going to dig a hole 3 feet deep. You'll hit a box. In there, $10,000.
Yeah. All my life saving has been for this moment. Get a dispensable phone.
Rule number 1, never turn your back on the ocean. Your alter ego. You're the fucking Neptune.
Yeah,
The
I'm
power of the
Barnacle
sea.
Boy with the fucking the sea fish on his, or with the, what is that? A sea clamp on his
It's
nose?
really just fucking chlamydia. It's herpes.
It's a used tampon just stuck on my face from the ocean. Anyways, so I get really in depth with it, and then I get like paranoid because I'm like, well, the government's gonna get after me.
You hear noises out your window. You have a gun under your pillow.
So I get paranoid because I'm like, if I'm actually starting to do good, one, the government's gonna get after me. Two, they're gonna put propaganda against me, which is even worse because I'm like, I'm trying to do good, but they'll do like false stats. AI
we all
videos.
know under the pressure of the press, like, you'd crumble.
And then to be like, oh my God, like, Jaime fucking killed actually like 200 people trying to save these people. And I'd be like, no, I didn't, you know, or maybe I did and I'm sorry, you know, like, I'm trying to do good, bro. And it gets like in depth.
Yeah, you can't save everyone, you know?
Yeah, and I just started thinking like, okay, what's the most effective route? Like, do I speak to the press? Like, what do I do, you know? So I get really in depth in that. And then it gets like hopeless at the end. Because I'm like, bro, I'm just one person. Like, I have to have like the best powers because or else they're going to kill me. Like, they're going to find a way and they're going to kill me. Like, all the powerhouse nations are just going to find a way to like kill me, you know?
You keep using this word powerhouse nations. And I don't know how many times I've heard that in the past, but it's not a lot.
I don't know.
Maybe once.
I keep meaning like first world nations. And I keep saying powerhouse because I'm going to think of it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, the big five. You know? China, United States.
Careful.
Europe.
Okay. Well, it's a continent.
Yeah, but together with my power, they'd all.
Okay.
I can't say Africa because the fucking another Western country would probably take it. Is
Australia considered one of those? Or are they just kind of vibing down there?
Honestly, I've never heard Australia do anything.
Nothing at all. I did see
Who's
this.
in the NATO agreement?
A lot, I think.
That's like
like
100 countries, right?
I think so.
Yeah. Okay, China, Russia, United States, probably the big three. Is that the big three? That's probably.
What do they call it? World powers? That's kind of fucked,
world
right?
powers. Yeah.
World developed, not developed countries. That's a different thing. I don't know, man.
Yeah. Anyways, so I started thinking that I was like, dude, this is fucked. Because none of those two end great or start great. They're really not great. The only good thing about the death one is I get to say some stuff that I want to say, but actually is kind of like a hopeless romantic kind of thing. I was like, what's the point? Two, the superhero one is only great if I'm invincible, and it would take about 40 to 50 years to really get things going. Like to really start making a change, because it would just take so long to like destroy the patriarchy, you know?
Yeah.
And yeah, that's that. So then sorry, go.
No, keep going.
So then I started thinking like, okay, let's try to think good. And I remember thinking, okay, how about I start by, you know, a big thing that we talk about on the show is my memorization is really bad. And just the way like things fly by.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, Jaime, you did a lot today. Ish, not really much. But like you did some stuff. Go from like when you woke up to like now and just kind of try to like, so what did you do? Dude, it was so hard. It was so hard.
To recall everything?
Yeah, like it was so hard to not just be like, woke up, you know, watched a movie, it was cool, and I'm here. Like that's because that's how I describe things when people are like, what have you been up to? I'm like, yeah, just chilling, just been practicing, you know. Like I just go over everything so quick, you know?
Broadly.
So I remember trying to think of like specific like words that I use. Like, did I talk to someone? What did I say to my mom? What did I say to wake up? What movie did I watch? What was in the movie, you know?
Yeah.
And it was like, dude, my head was like, and I was like, to not go back to just being like, I'm gonna go back to death. Like I wanted to just go back to death so I could go to sleep. Fuck. And I was like, please. And I think it ended up working because I think at one point I just was like, or I think I got to like, I was like, at least get to like halfway of your day. And that'll be a goal. Like, that'll be an accomplishment. I think I got to halfway, and I was like, okay, you can think about whatever you want. You know?
So do these things work for you to fall asleep?
Yeah. Like
they actually work?
Yeah, like I should start thinking. I mean, it's not a great...
How the fuck do these like stressful ass fucking patterns
I think you just
put
start
you to
thinking
sleep?
so much, and then like eventually you're just like, okay, I'm asleep, you know?
I was okay
But
because this whole time I was
a while to sleep though. That's the thing is, you know, it takes like 10, 20 minutes because you're like, you know, I had to think of all the scenarios over and over again.
This whole time I was under the impression that this was like preventing you from falling asleep. And I was going to say that is the biggest load of horse shit that I've heard this year.
Okay.
Because anybody you fucking ask, if it's past 9 p.m., Jaimes has fallen asleep fast.
Yeah.
Quick.
Definitely.
You know, we'll be talking in 1 second. You hear him fold those glasses. He takes them off. That's when it's over. And you're out.
You hear this. And then everyone's like,
I hear it and I'm like, no, because that means you've given up.
Yeah,
I've
given up my pleasure, my God-given the sight. I've given up on sight. It's what I've done. Isn't that crazy? I've just been like, nah, I'm good. I don't want to see anymore. Like at that point, I'm so tired where I'm like, everything could just be a blur. I don't care.
Literally. No, yeah, I get so fucking pissed when I hear that because I'm like, he's done. Like he's thrown in the towel.
I really just given up. Like I'm just like,
and we're all there. Like it's all the homies. Like we're watching a movie, and it's just you just know how he's done. I just don't give a
fuck either. Too like it's halfway through this movie that I've been pushing to watch, and I'm like,
bro.
And then I do like the crazy side shuffle, and I'm like,
the only time I fucking fall asleep during a movie is like if I've fought as hard as I could fight, and then I just start twitching. I'm like, oh shit, like, I'm falling asleep. And every time I twitch, I try to stay awake. And I'm like, I can't.
Oh, that's the worst.
Oh man. Anyways, real quick about my face thing again.
Back to that.
The thing that was upsetting me the most was just that I had to go to work with this on my face.
Yeah.
And just like I just hate that anxiety of like people asking me what happened when I don't want to tell them.
Yeah, like it could have been anything better.
And so I was like, I'll just tell everybody jiu-jitsu. And I've probably told like 2 or 3 people jiu-jitsu. And the rest, I was just like, I was drunk and I fell. Like, I just tell them that, and they just usually don't ask questions. And I'm like, all right, whatever.
You should have said the diving in the beach. I think that's funner.
I've told a few, like the people that I'm cool with, I'm like, I was drunk and I dove and hit my fucking face.
I feel like drunken fails like pathetic.
And it's funny because like I'll be going around work and I'm like, with my friend, these people I've told the truth to, and I'm like, what if somebody else asks and I lie? And this is like the most awkward. It hurts so bad to like make facial expressions.
Oh, really?
Yeah, to like raise my eyebrows, it's fucked.
Like Botox.
It hurts because I think it like separates the burn a little bit.
How were the reactions? Did you get any interesting reactions?
I think the first day was the worst. Just like Tuesday morning, because I walked in, I was like, God damn it, just so in my head. One of my kids asked me, he's like, you have an owie? It was so cute. I was like, yeah, I fell. And he was like, oh. But,
did you fall when you were drunk?
Nothing really. Some people just be like, what happened? Like, they just don't give a fuck.
Yeah, they're just curious.
But most people, like, there's probably only been like 5 to like 7 people who have asked me.
Really?
Yeah, most people don't ask.
What the fuck? Bro, that's a big old sign.
I remember saying, because I was like, I just don't want to go to work like this. And I was like, but honestly, I don't think anybody's going to ask me. Because I was like, if it was me, I wouldn't ask. Like, I'd just be like, I'm sure they probably don't want to talk about it. Or they've probably been asked like so many times already. So I would never ask. Unless it's like my homie.
Yeah. And
then you instantly were like, I would fucking ask.
Yeah. I'd probably make a joke at first. Like, God damn, you trying to dive in the shallow end? Like, something so off,
Like, let me guess. Peak Whitney, 4 shots, dove in the shallow end.
Yeah. Give it to me. Over, under. Over, under.
Over, under. Come on. A ballpark.
Over, under. Were you above the knee or over the knee? I'll bet you on it. How shallow is the water? Give it to me. Come on. Bet it me.
Just the fucking worst presents to be around.
Yeah.
But, yeah, not that many people ask me.
Bet that one hurt.
But I do see people, like, it's that moment of realization, like, when I see them for the first time since, like, I'll look at them and they give me a little, like,
yeah,
just a little up and down, I'm like, yeah.
Isn't that crazy when you actually start noticing people's eyes, like, movements? Like, they'll look at your hair for a second, like, or two, and you're a little longer than usual.
Holy shit, you're analyzing me.
Like, what's going on?
Yeah. Did I show you the face?
Yeah. Sometimes that happens with Izzy. She'll, like, look at my hair for, like, 3 seconds, and I'm like, I already know.
What'd she say?
Well, she does it. And then I'll ask her.
Oh.
Yeah. Should we end it on the Mitch?
Yeah, I was going to say something real quick, but I fucking forgot what it was. I feel like there's another thing with my, like, the way my head's been feeling. I feel like sometimes I struggle, like, find, like, the word I'm trying to use. I don't know if it's in my head, though. That's the thing I do, too. I'm like, is this just in my head? Like, is this actually a thing, or is it my anxiety taking over,
Yeah.
That's the worst.
Yourself, like, the placebo effect?
Exactly. I'm like, God.
You're like, I can't read. You can hella read fine.
Okay, a big thing, too, is when I was trying to look at the moon right now.
Yeah.
Like, I was trying to look, like, at the moon and see, like, the craters and, like, different shades and shit. And I was like, I can't. Like, it's hurting my
But it's
head.
kind of far. Like, I feel like that's hard to focus on
it's
anyone.
Like, that's something that's always
because
hard.
Like,
I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if this is real.
It's not like you could
What's
look.
real?
It's LCT. I don't know anymore. I don't know.
It just sucks because I don't know. I don't know if I'm gaslighting myself. I haven't been sleeping like as much as I should. So I'm like, I don't know if I just like fucking tired.
Get some good sleep tonight. You should.
I keep expecting to wake up in the morning and feel like 100%. And usually I do in the morning. I feel really good. I'm like, I feel great. And then as the day goes on, I'm like, I feel like shit. You know?
Yeah.
And I take a nap and then I feel worse after the nap. It's pretty fucked.
Well, let us know if you did the appointment.
Yeah, we'll see.
Anyways.
Don't expect much.
So last week or maybe 2 weeks ago, I think we talked about the senator. I don't know if he's a senator. Actually.
Yes, he is. Republican senator.
Yeah. Mitch McConnell. He froze up during like a press conference speech, and it like gave Lou to a lot of speculations on what's going on, like concerning his health and all that stuff. And we talked about it, how he's an old fuck and Republican fuck, and he's probably ruined hundreds of thousands of lives. So he's a fuck.
I think I saw a stat that like our coach posted from high school, and it was like voted to keep minimum wage down like fucking 19 times, and it was like voted to raise his own pay like hella times.
I saw that thing too.
Like,
yeah,
fucker.
Yeah, I think he's done a worse.
Yeah,
you know, and he looks like a fucking. He looks like
he looks so fucking like I cannot look at him with like a straight face.
Yeah.
He just looks like
especially
a
the
fucking,
side view, like
a clay, like he's
just,
made out of clay, and he's like melting in a hot car.
Do you know who? I think it's like Mr. Elastic Man or something like that. It was from Batman, and he had like a red suit on with glasses.
No,
I used to have his toy, and he would like, and he really stretchy.
Is that the one you stuck up your ass?
No.
While you're playing video games?
No.
Okay.
That's not even close to the truth. Okay. He looks like one of those plasticky Jello ones that like you left in the car, like a hot car for too long. Yeah. Just like, yeah. Because like even look at this video real quick, like this,
like before he freezes.
It looks like he's holding in a cough.
It looks like he got hit in the face and it's just like
and it just got stuck. Yeah, it looks like one of those cartoons where like Batman punches someone, like
to laugh,
and he just stayed there.
Yeah, it looks like he's trying not to laugh really hard, like holding it in.
Oh my god, he's so fucking ugly and pale. Anyways. So
oh my god, yeah, can we watch this?
So it happened again, not once, not twice, but twice.
Twice.
Okay, that's us actually. So I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, I haven't seen this yet. Have you? The full clip?
Yeah, I did.
Okay,
it's only 20 seconds.
All right.
I'm gonna put the plot.
And I don't think this one was as long as the last one, right?
Yes.
About what?
Running for re-election in 2026.
That's
He does a mouth thing every time.
I know.
Did you hear the question, Senator? Running for re-election in 2026?
He said yeah?
I think so.
All right, I'm sorry, you all. We're going to need a minute. Senator.
Hold on, there's a better one.
Is there a longer
Because
one?
she says something kind of funny at the end.
She's like, boy, I haven't felt this fucking scared since a hot kettle on a tin roof.
As they almost abolished slavery and like racist fuck.
Senator, you're up for election in 3 short years. What are your thoughts on it?
I'm sorry, I had a hard time hearing you.
That's okay. What are your thoughts on running for re-election in 2026?
What are my thoughts about what?
Do you think he's already going through it a little bit right here?
Oh,
No.
Yeah, I think so. I'm sure.
I think he was.
Yeah, I had to ask him 3 times. I mean, and we're in
Did
the
you hear the
closest
question,
fucking.
Senator?
They're literally in the
Running for
closest
re-election
vicinity
in
possible. Like
2026?
that guy's probably no more than 5 feet away from him.
All right, I'm sorry, you all. We're going to need a minute.
A little wink.
Senator. Benny.
He just
He's
comes.
just stuck, man. You know,
okay.
Somebody else have a question?
Just look
Please
at
speak
look
up.
what she says. She said,
Okay.
"Anyone else?" Oh gosh.
Somebody else have a question? Please speak up.
Like that was an issue. Like that's what's. Oh yeah, just say it louder and we're good. Like
how long? Wait, he's still frozen. Can we see that? What happens?
I think he. I don't know. I didn't see it that far.
Let's see. I mean, this is a long one. Oh my God, but he's
Senator
still.
Daniel Cameron, do you have a comment on Daniel Cameron?
Well, I think the government race is going to be very close. Far and away the best candidate we could have nominated.
Yeah, well, it just
That makes me feel so much better about my concussion. So.
yeah, because as long as you're not acting like him, you're good.
I was joking. That makes me feel worse, but
Oh,
well, you know, I know how bad it is. Like hit your head, and you know.
oh, because he hit
Especially
his
when you
head.
get
That
older.
was one of the big
Yeah, he
speculations. is
slammed
that
his head.
Yeah.
The article said.
Which I'm sure he probably just tripped, and since he's so old, they're like, it's like the lawyers when they flip the words to make it sound worse.
Yeah.
Like Senator Mitch McConnell.
How fast were you going when you plowed into Mrs. Heard's car?
When you hit that illegal U-turn when there was a green light behind you and you almost got rammed through the back.
Just absolutely anally pulverized.
Anyways,
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking like,
I thought that one was gonna be shorter than the other one. Real quick, sorry. Like I thought it was a very minor one. That one was maybe a little
and
worse.
I think
or
it
the
was
same.
like either the same, but he seemed very disoriented before and after.
Yeah, like he was like, "What was the question? Sorry,
Yeah.
couldn't hear you." Like, yeah, I think he was already kind of like
Even
fading.
Just how he's speaking, it's just like, bro, you don't even speak with confidence. Like, don't you want someone with power?
Well, I've seen him in another clip, like after the first little stroke he had, and they were asking him like, "Mr. Senator, like what happened?" And he was a lot more like peppy and
Yeah.
like, you know,
Little
a
pep
little
to the
witty, and you know, he was like
Yeah.
a normal kind of person talking. But I think it's just the fact that he had just gone through it is why he's talking so like, you know. I think it's just
But
a
it's
lot.
like, even if like, and that's the thing is they don't even. I feel like, oh, at least in this example, how are you not like we're stopping the interviews? Like, I don't think they want to make him look bad. Like they're panicking. Like they're like, let's just hope he finishes great. Like in reality, if you didn't care about the press, you'd be like, okay, like if I was his wife,
Yeah.
it'd be like, honey, like you're obviously not okay. Let's go to the side, you know?
Yeah.
But they're just like, can't lose points. I'm sure, you know.
I was just gonna say, I know his people are like fucking shitting their
Dude, yeah, like
pants when that
SpongeBob when
happens,
he's like,
what's his name?
yeah.
No, literally, because I'm sure they're like, God, this is gonna look so fucking bad.
Bro,
He already had one.
Did you hear the
know?
question? Like such a perfect question for this moment. He said, I believe it was to him, directed towards him. Are you planning on like rerunning for re-election?
Yeah.
In 2026.
Yeah, which
That's
is fucking
3 years
3
from
years
now.
from now, and he's
Like,
already
no
not
way.
looking good.
Yeah.
Is he gonna be alive in 3 years?
I don't know. He's probably gonna be mute.
Raise
Raise your hand if you go for the vote.
like
Raise your hand if you don't.
when he freezes, he's like,
It's always kind of sad,
it is sad.
but I don't care.
You
if
have
it's
to
sad.
fucking laugh at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not just a random person.
God, man. I don't know. I think you should probably get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, and we talked about it a lot
you know.
before. Like, definitely
Yeah.
some fucking limits to the age there,
Fucking
or
nuts.
like, the only thing I would say.
Oh my god.
Okay, the only thing I would say is that people are like, okay, don't you want like younger people running? Which is, I mean, great, but it's like the people who control like the behind the scenes. Like, it doesn't really matter, does it?
No,
Like,
just
it doesn't matter if
puppets,
it's
aren't they?
old or fucking young. Like, who
I
cares?
feel like if it's younger, like maybe there's a more glimmer of hope of like
At least we don't look so.
maybe they're trying to make a difference
Yeah.
here, you know?
And it's a different, like, they're not so used to the system, so that maybe they'd be
Yeah.
like, oh shit, this is too much. But this guy knows, he's been in it for like fucking probably 50, 60, 70 years when he's like,
Yeah.
yeah, like I know how it's run.
One thing that was nice is when I had my first meeting with my therapist, by the way.
Nice.
When I was talking to her, she was like giving me a lot of props for like taking the step, because I had told her like how hard it was and how much I put it off and stuff to like finally do it. And she was like, no, like it's amazing. She's like, I get so happy seeing people as young as you in therapy, because
Yeah.
she's like, for generations before you, like people don't even think about going to therapy or consider it unless it's like crazy bad or something, you know? And I was like, yeah, it's true. Like me and my friends always talk about that, like how a lot of like our family members and parents and shit like that, like they would never even consider it, even though they've been through like the gnarliest shit.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, I think I've been through half the stuff they have, and like, bro,
Literally.
yeah.
And she's like, it is so like nice to see, and like you guys are really like changing the world, and like you guys are just bettering yourselves, and you're just gonna be so much better off like because of it, you know? And I
Like,
was
better
like,
self,
"That's
better
great,"
off,
you know?
better help. And
That's
today's
our motto
sponsor.
here.
I wish.
Any update on yours? Any action you've taken
I was supposed to today. I was thinking about it. Yeah, I did it.
for the sake of the pod?
Well, for the sake of like, I should have done it Tuesday, and I was like, I'll just do it on lunch.
Yeah. The lunch is the worst because it's the fucking last thing you want to do.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, I'm
know?
not doing this. Once I got to lunch,
Yeah,
I was like, I'm not
fucking doing
calling.
this
You know?
shit.
I'm not calling
I know.
that person back. You know, I got 25.
But you're gonna be on hold forever, probably.
Yeah,
That's gonna be a big
it's just gonna be
thing,
awful. It's just not the right time. I should have done it Tuesday when I like had the whole day.
but- Fuck, and by the time you're off, it's already like they're already gone.
Yeah,
It's like 6
by
p.m.
the time
huh?
you're in, 6 a.m.
God damn it. Well, you
Well,
know.
Next pod.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Do you have a chance to? You have Monday off, right? They'll be open on Monday.
Oh, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
Nice.
All right.
Anyways,
I think that should be it.
Yeah, I think it's good.
Alrighty, guys. Well,
All right. Well,
I mean, I don't know.
I don't know.
Huh?
Huh?
Chris sucks.
Stop copying me.
Not the same. Make sure you guys. All right, let's see who can do the best Mitch McConnell.
Okay, I'm gonna ask the question and we both respond to it.
Okay.
So, what are your thoughts, Mr. Senator, on running for the next election in 2026? I think.
And they're like, he's just here, like, he's trying to remove it. He's like walking.
He's like,
get out, get out, get out. And paparazzi does the flash. He's like, they're controlling everything. You know? Oh my god.
and then he's like, oh, I've lost my sense of self.
He's like,
I'm sorry for that.
just a little parched. All right, guys. We'll see you next time. Where can they find you on
for that?
where can they find you on Instagram?
At the Frank Alvarez. Just kidding. Chrissy underscore
leak
poo.
where I wanted that inspiration from.
Chrissy underscore poo on Instagram. Cozy Candids underscore. The Cozy Show underscore. Why can't I remember these right now?
That's all good. And then Jaime LC 1, 2, 3.
Nice. We never plug ourselves. That's cool.
Yeah, nice. All right, guys.
Oh, 2 people said I look hot with this face scratches, so that's nice. One was a guy, one was a girl.
Clearly kids. See you guys. Peace.
Later.
Bye.
Nice.
All right.
You